Hi, I'm Andy Pentecost Beck, and welcome to Conscious Fertility. So today, I'm just going to give you a bit of a background on me, and then we're going to talk about the emotional roller coaster of trying to get pregnant, the ups, the downs, um, and that grief is a real part of all of that. Okay, so for me, I was on. It took me 7 months to get pregnant. So I had polycystic ovarian syndrome, or PCOS, or whatever you want to call it, where I had cysts on my ovaries. I never had regular cycles. So when it came time for me to get pregnant, I was put on hormone tablets to get pregnant. And that in itself created an emotional roller coaster for me. Being on hormones, it totally upset my system. Um, and I wanted nothing more than to get pregnant. I wanted to have a baby. And each month it would come around and I'd get my period. And there was a lot of upset in that. So for me, it was like, well, what's wrong with me? Why can't I do this? What's wrong with my body? And I didn't trust my body because I'd never had regular cycles in the first place. And I never dealt with any of that. So each month I would get upset for a couple of days, make myself really wrong, judge myself. So if you're going through that, it is normal, okay? The thing that I didn't do is I didn't process it. I didn't see it as grief of not being able to get pregnant. And each month I would then start to hope, wish, pray that I was going to get pregnant the following month, and then I'd get my cycle. And it was like this, a real emotional roller coaster. And it's really important that we grieve through that. And if you've had a miscarriage, that you really look at the emotions around that. So there might be anger, there might be frustration, there might be pissed offedness, pain and suffering. And to really acknowledge that and work through that with somebody, because otherwise it sits in your body and creates inflammation, which does not create a really great environment to get pregnant and to house a baby. Okay? And sometimes the reason that we don't get pregnant, if you look at it on a more universal, spiritual space, is because our body isn't quite ready. Something isn't quite ready. Our body might need more support in an area to get pregnant. And rather than go through a miscarriage because something is missing, it just doesn't get pregnant. Okay? And some of that can be our mindset. I've got a few notes here. So it's about balancing the emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual aspects of ourselves, and looking at what's going on in our physical body, looking at where our body might need some support through naturopathics, through supplements, whatever it is that you're doing. And even if you're going through IVF, having the backup of a naturopath with supplements can be super, super helpful, because your body is being replenished and balanced in a way that it can then hold a pregnancy, nurture a baby, so that you can have a baby. All right. So for me, when I got pregnant, I finally got pregnant, I was in shock. I wanted this baby so much and I was in shock. And I hadn't grieved for the times that I didn't get pregnant. And there was still part of me that was making me really wrong for that. And then I got pregnant, ended up with cysts on my ovaries. I had to stop working at 5 weeks and had an operation at 18 weeks. To have the cysts removed. So in that time, there was a lot of fear of, well, I wonder if this baby's going to hold. Okay? So there was all of that. And then the rest of the pregnancy was fairly easy. So that's part of the reason that we started Conscious Fertility, because once I actually had my babies, I ended up with postnatal depression because I hadn't dealt with any of that stuff. I'd suppressed it and pushed it away. Okay, so if we can start way back here where it all starts and start helping you work through those emotions, that grief, that pissed offedness, the anger and the frustration of not being able to get pregnant and why, and wondering if there's something wrong with you, and really supporting you through that process and exploring that stuff. And it's just exploring it, because usually it goes back further than that anyway, okay? It can go back to when you were a lot younger and not feeling good enough and things. And we become disconnected from our bodies. So one of the key things for me is helping you reconnect with your body, okay? And when you're trying to get pregnant, it becomes about taking temperatures. It becomes about the right time you can have sex. It becomes about the mechanics of all of that and the joy of making love. The spontaneity of making love goes away. And depending on how long you've been trying, the most important thing becomes, how can I get pregnant and I just want a positive pregnancy test? What if it's more than that? What if it's getting your mental, emotional, physical and spiritual aspects balanced to become the best version of you, to become the best mum on the other end, okay? Because as it changes, so you're trying to get pregnant, so you're going to need one lot of supplements for that. Then once you do get pregnant, those needs that your body has, the support that it needs, as in supplements and things like that, changes. And then once you have the baby, it changes again, because you need different supplements to support you through creating milk and being calm and all of that sort of stuff, as you start to take the training wheels off with being a new mum, okay? And it's all learning. So the key to all of this is being gentle with you, exploring who you are, balancing your mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual, so that you can start bringing in a baby, okay? And from a place of being strong and trusting you, trusting your awareness, trusting your intuition, trusting your body to carry this little being, this little person as they grow inside you. And then, once they're outside of you, giving you the tools that you need to grow that relationship with your baby. And the relationship with your baby starts when you get pregnant. Well, it actually can start before that. Depending on what you believe, you can actually start talking to the spirit of your baby before it comes in, okay? And between Gary and I do the more emotional, spiritual, and he looks at the nuts and the bolts and the physical to see what your body requires, what your body's lacking, where it's not balanced, which hormones might not be balanced, whether your thyroid is working fully. And I have recently found out, so my kids are now 24 and 20, and I have just found out that right from the time I got my period, my thyroid was probably very imbalanced, because I never got my period till I was 15. And I grew up in New Zealand, and there seems to be a lack in iodine, and that is a very big contributing factor to the balance of your thyroid. And your thyroid governs all your hormones. So it all makes sense to start looking at what your hormones are doing, what your thyroid is doing. If you've already been trying with IVF, looking at, because you've probably had a lot of blood tests and things over that time, and we can look at those and bring that in as well as the other things that we do. So, starting to look at, are there any areas that you're pissed off? and acknowledging that you're pissed off. Because a lot of the times we just want this baby no matter what it takes. We want to be a mum. We want to be the best mum we can be. And part of that is taking care of your body, connecting with your body, and beginning to trust and follow your intuition. Because if you're the best version of you, you can be the best mum that you can be, with the balance and the quiet space, and coming from your heart space. So reconnecting to your heart space and your partner. Because sometimes when you've got all this trying to get pregnant going on, it can create a lot of stress between you and your partner. Okay. And you might feel like a failure. You might feel like there's something wrong with you. They might feel the same way. So we look at both of you and we talk with both of you, because you're not in this alone. It's you and your partner, whether you're the husband, the wife, whatever that is. It's actually both of you. And males can have just as much thyroid stuff going on and hormone stuff going on as the females. So we look at both. And we help you to bring that balance in. And sometimes it's things from the past that are stopping us getting pregnant. Once we get past what's physically going on in your body, we look at the emotional stuff too, so that you can be the best version of you, the strongest version of you, to be the best parent that you can be. So I'm Andi Pentecost Beck, and empowering you to be all of you. And I look forward to talking to you again soon. See ya.